This Filipino boy sounds exactly like Elvis. Flushed-face microphone. Simon Cowell in total shock. The crowd at the America's Got Talent 2025 stage buzzed with restless energy. Under the glowing lights, a small boy with slick back hair and a nervous smile stood holding a vintage silver microphone. His name was Miguel Santos, a 13-year-old from a small town in the Philippines who had crossed oceans chasing a dream that seemed impossible. His mother, a former karaoke singer, had sold her wedding ring to afford the plane ticket. "Make them feel your heart, Anik," she had whispered before he walked on stage. When Simon Cowell looked up from his notepad, he saw a boy trembling under the weight of a dream bigger than himself. "So, Miguel," Simon said with his usual calm tone, "what are you going to sing for us today?" Miguel took a shaky breath and replied softly, "Can't Help Falling in Love, Sir, by Elvis Presley." The audience murmured in surprise. Another Elvis impersonation? They'd seen many before. But there was something different about this kid, a quiet humility in his eyes, a sincerity that made you want to believe in him. The music began. The first note escaped Miguel's lips, and suddenly, the room changed. His voice was rich, soulful, and hauntingly familiar. It wasn't just an imitation of Elvis, it carried the same warmth, the same ache, as though the king himself had found a way to sing again through this boy. The crowd froze, then slowly began to rise to their feet. Simon's eyebrows shot up, his jaw dropping slightly, a rare reaction from a man who'd seen everything. Heidi covered her mouth, and even the stoic Howie leaned forward, eyes wide. But Miguel wasn't just performing. He was feeling every word. As he sang, flashes of his past played in his mind, his mother's laughter fading through illness, the nights when he'd sing in the streets for coins to buy her medicine, and the quiet mornings when he'd whisper Elvis songs to her photo for strength. His voice carried that story, invisible but deeply felt. Each lyric was a confession, a prayer, and a thank you. When the song ended, silence filled the room, that rare, sacred kind that happens when people forget to breathe. Then, suddenly, the crowd erupted. Everyone was on their feet. The applause was thunderous, echoing through the walls. Simon looked stunned, his lips parting as if he wanted to speak but couldn't find the words. Finally, he leaned toward the mic and said quietly, "That was one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. You didn't just sing like Elvis. You sang like you. With soul. With truth." Tears welled up in Miguel's eyes. "Thank you, sir," he whispered, his voice trembling. "I just wanted to make my mama proud." His accent was soft, sincere, and that one sentence broke everyone's heart. Before anyone could react, Simon stood up, something he rarely did, and walked toward the golden buzzer. "Miguel," he said, smiling for the first time that night, "this one's for your mom." Then his hand slammed the button. Golden confetti rained down like 1,000 falling stars. Miguel covered his face, overwhelmed. The judges rushed up to hug him, and in that sea of gold, he fell to his knees, crying, not from pride, but from gratitude. Somewhere in the crowd, a woman with tired eyes and a shaking hand clutched her chest. It was Miguel's mother. The producers had secretly flown her in from the Philippines after hearing his story. When he saw her walking toward him, he broke down completely. "Mom," he cried, running to her. The audience gasped as they embraced. She whispered through tears, "I told you, Anik, dreams come true when you sing from the heart." The cameras captured every second, a son's love, a mother's faith, a dream realized. But the real magic happened backstage, when the cameras were off. As Miguel sat holding his trophy of confetti, a janitor approached him, an older man with gentle eyes. "You've got a gift, kid," he said softly. Miguel smiled and offered him a handful of golden confetti. "Here," he said, "for good luck." The man chuckled, "I don't need luck, son. You just gave me hope." That moment, simple yet profound, captured what America's Got Talent was truly about, not fame or fortune, but the power of a voice to touch hearts across the world. Miguel's performance went viral overnight. Millions watched, not just because he sounded like Elvis, but because his story reminded them of something real, that greatness isn't born from wealth or fame, but from love, sacrifice, and belief. Messages flooded in from fans in the US, Europe, and Asia. Veterans said his song reminded them of home, mothers said his love for his mom made them cry, and young dreamers everywhere said, if he can do it, maybe I can too.